Have you ever just wanted to disappear for a few hours? Not to escape your responsibilities. To break free from the constant noise and demands that life throws at you. I used to think it was impossible to just unplug and be unreachable without everything falling apart. Then I tried it. Let me tell you. It's like hitting the reset button on your soul. I remember the first time I did it. It felt great. The first time I did it. I turned off my phone and shut down my laptop. I just walked away from everything for a few hours. That it felt strange at first. Almost rebellious. Like I was breaking some unspoken rule of modern life. But as those hours passed, I felt something shift inside me. It was as if, the first time in a long time, I was truly in control of my own time. Now I know what you're thinking. I don't have the freedom to just leave, but here's the truth, you can't afford not to. In those 2 to 4 hours, I found clarity. Focus. A sense of peace that I hadn't felt in years. It's not just about taking a break. It's about stepping away from the chaos to reconnect with yourself. And if that sounds controversial or a little too out there, well, maybe that's exactly why it's so important. I can't just leave. But here's the truth, you can't afford not to. In just 2 to 4 hours, I found clarity. Focus. A sense of peace that I hadn't felt in years. It's not just about taking a break. It's about stepping away from the chaos to reconnect with yourself. If that sounds controversial or a little too out there, maybe that's exactly why it works. So, what would happen if you made disappearing part of your daily routine? Trust me, life won't just go on. It'll get better. By the way, if our content has been making your day a little brighter, you want to help us reach new heights, we'd be over the moon if you considered supporting the channel. Your support not only keeps us fueled, also lets us bring you even more epic content. What if you made disappearing part of your daily routine? Trust me, life won't just go on. It'll get better. By the way, if our content has brightened your day and you want to help us reach new heights, we'd be over the moon if you considered supporting the channel. Your support not only keeps us fueled, also lets us bring you even more epic content. Join our exclusive community on Patreon using the link below and get behind-the-scenes goodies. Early access to new videos. So much more. Your support is like rocket fuel for our creativity. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts for being a part of this amazing journey. We couldn't do it without you. Let's get into today's lessons. Benefit number 1. It helps you to reclaim your mental clarity. You know that feeling when your mind is racing, overwhelmed by emails, notifications, everyone's opinions. It's like living in a mental traffic jam with no exit in sight. That I used to think that constant connectivity was a badge of honor, a sign that I was always on. But let me tell you something, there's nothing noble about being overwhelmed and scattered. Years back, I decided to disappear for a couple of hours each day. At first, it felt unnatural, almost rebellious, but in those quiet hours, something magical happened. That I found mental clarity that I hadn't experienced in years. The fog lifted. For the first time in a long while, I could hear myself think. Imagine your mind as a cluttered room. Every ping from your phone is like tossing content. Join our exclusive community on Patreon using the link below to get special content early, including new videos. Your support helps us make more content. Thank you for being part of this journey. Today's lessons. Benefit number 1. It helps you add another object to an already full table. You can only see what's important when you step back and clear the table. That's what disappearing does. It gives you the space to tidy up your thoughts and focus on what really matters. Now, here's the controversial part. Most people are terrified of solitude. They equate being alone with being lonely. As if their self-value is tied to how many messages you've replied to or how many likes your latest post got. But here's the truth, you're missing out on the most meaningful moments of clarity. These are the moments that shape your decisions and ultimately your life. They happen when you're alone. Without the distractions of the world. When I first started this practice, friends would say, "You're so hard to reach." They thought it was a bad thing. I wasn't just disappearing from them. I was reconnecting with myself. And that's a connection we all desperately need. Benefit number 1. It helps you to need but often ignore. Disappearing doesn't mean running away. It means returning to yourself. It's about shutting out the noise long enough to hear your own voice again. The deep message. The world tells us that to be seen is to be valued. The truth is far deeper. To be truly valuable, you must first see yourself clearly and without distraction. In the quiet, you confront your fears, your dreams, your very essence. It's in this confrontation that you find the strength to shape your destiny. So give it a try. Benefit number 1, you can get away from the chaos for a few hours each day and watch as your mind becomes clearer. Your thoughts sharper. Your life more intentional. Trust me, your mental clarity is worth the temporary absence from the world. Benefit number 2, you can improve and increase your productivity. Ever feel like you're spinning your wheels? Constantly busy. Not actually getting anywhere. I've been there. I was caught in the trap of multitasking. Thinking I was achieving more when, in reality, I was just spreading myself thin. Then I discovered the power of disappearing for a few hours each day, and it changed the way I approach work and life. Here's the thing, productivity isn't about doing more. It's about doing what matters most. When you step away from the noise for a dedicated period, you give yourself the chance to focus on the tasks that truly move the needle. In those hours of solitude, without distractions, you enter a state of deep work. A concept that Cal Newport describes as professional activities performed in a state of distraction improve your concentration skills. That makes you think as hard as you can. This is where the magic happens. When you disconnect, you make a special space where your brain can work its best. Think of it like this, your mind is like a hive. This is where you can really push your brain to do its best. Imagine your mind as a high-performance engine. If you're always switching between tasks, you're not going to get much done. If you give yourself some uninterrupted time, you can get more done. Think more deeply about complex problems. Get things done that would otherwise take twice as long. Here's the controversial part, society praises the hustle, the relentless work of always being on. But the truth is, this constant busyness is a productivity killer. It's the reason so many people feel burned out, exhausted, unfulfilled. The idea that we should work harder, longer, faster is a common one. It's actually flawed. Productivity doesn't come from working harder, it comes from working smarter. When I started taking a couple of hours each day for myself, I noticed a big change. Tasks that used to take all day were finished much more quickly. I was able to focus on projects that mattered instead of getting stuck in the many small tasks that used to fill my day. This wasn't just about being efficient, it was about creating I'm proud of the quality of my work. Here's a surprising fact. By disappearing, you actually become more available when you return. You're more present, more focused, more capable of handling whatever comes your way. Instead of dragging through the day, you approach your tasks with energy and clarity. It's like sharpening an axe before chopping wood. Take the time to hone your focus. You'll cut through your workload with ease. The message is clear. When we rush to accomplish more, we often forget that true productivity isn't measured by how much we do, by the value of what we create. The hours you spend in solitude are not just a retreat from the world, they are a return to your purpose. It's in these quiet moments that you reconnect with your deepest intentions, stripping away the superficial and focusing on what truly matters. Disappearing for those few hours is an act of self-care. Respect your time and energy. Invest your time and energy in things that align with your highest goals. Step back. Disappear. In that space, find the clarity and power to create something that lasts. It's not about how much you do, about what you leave behind. It helps recharge your energy. We're human beings, not machines. We need to remember that. We need time to rest and rejuvenate. Yet, in a culture that glorifies hard work, taking time to recharge can feel almost taboo. I used to think that powering through exhaustion was a sign of strength. It only left me depleted and disconnected from my own life. That's when I discovered the impact of disappearing for a few hours each day to recharge my energy. Think of your energy as a battery. Just as your phone eventually dies if it's not, taking a break from your busy schedule is important. It helps you focus on what's important and feel refreshed. It's like recharging your body and mind. You need to take time for yourself to feel your best. This is about more than just physical rest. It's also about mental and emotional health. When you take a break from your busy life, you can relax and let go of stress. Taking a few hours for yourself each day can make you happier and healthier. It's not about how much you get done, what you get done. Your time alone is a chance to reconnect with your true goals. It's a chance to forget about the world and focus on what's important. Taking a few hours for yourself each day lets your mind and emotions calm down. Here's where it gets controversial. Society often thinks that being busy is important. They think that the more tired you are, the more important you are. But that's not true. Being busy all the time makes you tired. You don't have energy left for the things that are important to you. This includes your relationships, your interests, your own well-being, and the rush to accomplish more. We often forget that true productivity isn't measured by how much we do, by the value of what we create. The hours you spend in solitude are not just a retreat from the world, they are a return to your purpose. It's in these quiet moments that you reconnect with your deepest intentions, stripping away the superficial and focusing on what truly matters. Disappearing for those few hours is an act of self-care. The truth is, it takes more strength to recognize when you need to step back and recharge than it does to keep pushing forward at the expense of your health. When I started disappearing for a few hours each day, I noticed an incredible shift. I became more present, more engaged, more capable of handling life's demands. It wasn't just about surviving the day, it was about thriving. I was no longer running on empty. I was operating from a place of abundance, with the energy to fully participate in my life. And here's the secret: when you allow yourself the space to recharge, you're not just replenishing your energy. You're also reconnecting with your inner self. You're creating a sanctuary where you can tune into your needs, your desires, your dreams. This self-message. In our busy world, we often forget that true productivity isn't about how much we do, about the value of what we create. The time you spend alone isn't just a break from everything. It's a chance to reconnect with your true goals. It's a chance to get in touch with what's really important, by ignoring the small things and focusing on what truly matters. Taking a few hours for yourself is an act of self-awareness. It gives you energy, passion, Purpose. The deep message. In a world that never stops moving, the best act of rebellion is to stop and recharge. It's about understanding that your energy is not infinite. It's your job to take care of it by giving yourself the time you need to recharge. This isn't just about self-care. It's about having self-respect. It's a statement that shows you value your well-being. It's about respecting yourself and your well-being. You can't pour from an empty cup. You have to take care of yourself. If you take a few hours for yourself each day, you'll have the energy to live your life to the fullest. Your energy is your most valuable resource. Use it wisely. Benefit number 4, it helps you focus and concentrate. Which is important in an age of constant distractions. It's becoming more and more difficult to focus and concentrate these days. I used to think that I was good at doing many things at once. Then I realized that this wasn't a good thing. Doing many things at once isn't actually effective. It's just a way of doing work that isn't very deep. Then I started to spend a few hours each day doing nothing. It helped me learn to focus deeply and effectively. The important thing to know is that focus and concentration are like muscles. They need to be used regularly to get stronger. Stop getting so many notifications. Emails. Social media messages. You need to give your mind time to focus. When you spend some time alone, you can focus on one task. You can really explore and think about that task. Think of your mind like a spotlight. If you keep changing your focus, your mind doesn't work as well. But if you focus on one task, your mind works better. Focusing intensely on a task can help you work better. This is how you get your best work done. Solve difficult problems. Make progress. Here's where things get controversial. Our culture often praises being busy and being able to do many things at once. The truth is that it makes it hard to be effective. The idea that multitasking is good is wrong. It makes you not focus and think about many things at once. You get your best work done and solve difficult problems by focusing on one thing at a time. Focusing deeply on one task at a time is the key to being productive and achieving great things. Here's the thing, when you focus deeply, you're not just completing tasks. You're building expertise and mastery. Concentration is the key to greatness. It allows you to improve your skills and produce work that stands out. It's not about how many tasks you can. Focusing intensely on one task can help you produce your best work. Solve complex problems. Make significant progress. Here's where it gets controversial. Our culture often praises being busy and being able to handle many tasks at once. But the truth is that being constantly distracted makes us less effective. Multitasking can lead to superficial engagement and fragmented thoughts. True productivity and achievement come from focusing on one task at a time. The deep message, in a world that demands constant divided attention. Choosing to focus deeply is an act of commitment to your own potential. Disappearing for a few hours each day isn't just about escaping distractions. It's about honoring your ability to focus and be excellent. By giving yourself the gift of focus time, you can improve your work and life. Focus intensely on the task at hand to be at your best. This is how you solve complex problems and make significant progress. Here's where it gets controversial. Our culture often praises being busy and being able to handle many tasks at once. The truth is that being busy all the time makes us less effective. The idea that multitasking is good is wrong. It makes us only think about the surface and not think deeply. True productivity and achievement come from focusing on one thing at a time. You allow your mind to work fully, to dive into complexity and to create work that truly matters. Remember, the quality of your achievements is not measured by how many things you can do at once. It is measured by how deeply you can explore and excel in each thing you do. So, make space for concentration and watch as your work transforms from mere activity into meaningful accomplishment. Benefit number 5: it helps you discover your true passions in the hustle of daily life. It's easy to lose sight of what truly ignites your soul. I used to think that passion was something that would just hit me out of nowhere. A sudden spark that would set my life on fire, but then I realized that passion is not found in the chaos of constant activity that it's uncovered in the quiet moments when you step away from the noise and really listen to yourself are the moments when you're most productive, when you disappear for 2 to 4 hours each day. You're not just finding time to relax, that you're creating the space to explore what truly matters to you, away from the distractions and societal expectations. You can delve into your own interests, desires, curiosities without the pressure of. This is where you do your best work. Solve complex problems. Make significant progress. Here's where it gets controversial. Our culture often praises being busy and being able to handle many tasks at once. The truth is that being busy all the time makes us less effective. The idea that multitasking is good is wrong. It makes us not think clearly. True productivity and achievement come from single. Consider this. Your true passions are not always the things you're immediately good at or the things that make you feel good right away. They are often the activities that resonate deeply with who you are. They are the things that make you lose track of time and feel truly alive. When you're surrounded by constant noise, it's hard to hear the subtle whispers. Focusing intensely on a task brings clarity and helps you produce your best work. Solve complex problems. Make significant progress. Here's where it gets controversial. Our culture often praises being busy and being able to handle many tasks at once. The truth is that being constantly interrupted makes us less effective. The idea that multitasking is a good thing leads to being distracted and not thinking clearly. True productivity and achievement come from focusing on one thing at a time. Taking a break lets you listen to your inner self and explore and try out different interests without the constant interruptions of daily life. Here's where it gets controversial. Many people are trapped in jobs or lifestyles that are controlled by external pressures, such as money, status, what others think they should do. They pursue these paths. Many people feel unfulfilled because they haven't taken the time to discover what genuinely excites them. True fulfillment comes from following your true passions, not from meeting other people's expectations. When I started making time for solitude, I found myself reconnecting with interests I had set aside years ago. These were hobbies and pursuits that once sparked joy, were buried under layers of obligation and distraction. This time of reflection didn't just reignite old passions, it revealed new ones that I hadn't even considered before. It was as if the quiet space allowed me to reconnect with a more authentic version of myself, the deep message in the relentless pursuit of success and approval. It's easy to lose touch with the core of who you are. Disappearing for a few hours each day is not just about taking a break, it's about a deliberate act of self-discovery. It's about making time to listen to your inner voice and get back in touch with the things that truly make you happy. These things aren't just hobbies. They're what gives your life meaning. They're the things that match the things you believe in and what you want out of life. By making space for this self-discovery, you are honoring your most authentic self and embracing a path that leads to true fulfillment. Remember, the journey to discovering your passions is not about finding something new, about reconnecting with what was always there, waiting to be acknowledged and embraced. So, disappear into the quiet and let your passions emerge, guiding you towards a life that is not only successful but deeply meaningful. Benefit number 6: it deepens self-awareness. In the whirlwind of modern life, it's easy to lose touch with who you really are. I used to think that you either have awareness or you don't. I found that it's not a fixed trait. It's something you develop. often through moments of solitude. When I began to disappear for a few hours each day, I discovered a big change in my understanding of myself. Here's the main point: deepening self-awareness requires time and space. In the constant rush of activity, it's hard to think about your thoughts, feelings, behaviors. Disappearing for a few hours each day creates a safe place for introspection, allowing you to explore your inner world without the interruption of outside things. Consider self-awareness as a mirror. When there's a lot of noise and distractions around you, it's hard to see your true reflection in the mirror because it's foggy. But when you step away from the chaos, the mirror clears. You can see yourself more clearly. This helps you understand your motivations, desires, areas of growth more accurately. Here's where it gets controversial. Many people are afraid of what they might discover about themselves when they take time to think about their lives. They are afraid that they will find things about themselves that they do not like, or that they will have to deal with parts of themselves that they do not like. But facing these truths is not a sign of weakness. It is a brave act and an important step toward personal growth. True self-awareness means accepting both your strengths and your weaknesses. When I started spending time alone, I started noticing patterns in how I acted and thought. I had not noticed these before. I understood why I reacted a certain way to certain situations. I also understood how my past experiences shaped my current attitudes. This deeper understanding allowed me to make more intentional choices and approach challenges with a clearer perspective. Self-awareness isn't just about thinking deeply about yourself. It's about using that knowledge to make your life better. When you understand your true self, you can set goals that match what you really want. You can communicate better with other people, deal with life's challenges more easily. It's about making a plan for your personal growth based on a true understanding of who you are. The deep message: in a world that always wants us to be productive and focused on other people, it's important to take time to understand yourself. Awareness is a big part of self-respect. Taking a few hours each day to yourself isn't just about dealing with outside demands. It's a purposeful journey into yourself. This journey lets you clear away the noise and face your true self with honesty and courage. Embracing this process of self-discovery helps you live more authentically and align your actions with your deepest values and aspirations. The path to a fulfilled life starts with understanding yourself on a deeper level. This understanding empowers you to make choices that resonate with your true essence. So, take the time to reflect and uncover the profound insights that lie within you. When you do this, you'll find clarity and the strength to live a life that is truly your own. Benefit number 7, it helps enhance creativity. In the fast pace of daily life, creativity can often feel like a fleeting, elusive force. I used to believe that creativity was a spontaneous spark, something that came to me in bursts of inspiration. I learned that creativity really happens when you take a break from all the noise and let your mind relax. If you take a few hours each day to yourself, you can really help your creativity grow. When you're alone, your brain can think about new ideas, make connections that you can't make when you're busy. Let your imagination go wild. Remember, creativity doesn't always happen when you're trying to be creative. Your mind is most creative when it is relaxed and not under pressure. Think of creativity like a garden. If you always take care of your garden without taking a break, you might get tired. If you give your garden some time to rest, it can grow in new and surprising ways. Think about the good things that happen when you take a few hours for yourself. You're not just getting away from your daily routine. You're also letting your mind think in new ways. In these moments, Your mind is free to make connections and associations that might be missed if you were focused on a specific task-oriented mindset. This is where creativity often happens when you're not forcing it. Letting it happen naturally. Here's the controversial part. Our culture often undervalues time spent doing nothing. It thinks that doing nothing is lazy. It's actually essential for creativity. We're told to always work hard and produce. This can stop us from creating new things. Creativity happens when we have time to think and reflect. Not when we're always doing something. When I started setting aside time for solitude, I noticed a big change in my creative process. I found that ideas that had previously seemed impossible to reach started to be clear. Problems that had seemed impossible to solve became easier. New solutions appeared easily. This wasn't just about having more ideas, it was about having better ideas that came from thinking quietly. The deep message. In the constant pursuit of productivity, we often overlook the power of quiet. Going away for a few hours each day is not just about stepping away from the hustle. It's about creating a special place where creativity can grow. In the quiet, your mind can go beyond the usual limits and connect with a deeper source of imagination and understanding. By taking this time to think and explore, you're not only improving your creativity, also getting back in touch with who you are as someone who creates new ideas. Real creative genius comes from the mix of rest and inspiration, which lets you face challenges with a new point of view and make ideas that feel true and deep. Let yourself relax and watch as your creativity grows in new ways. In a world that always wants our attention and rewards being busy all the time, it might seem strange to disappear for a few hours each day. It can change your life. It's not about avoiding life, it's about taking a step back to connect more deeply with it. This intentional absence lets you clear your mind. Get more done. Recharge your energy. Focus more. Discover your true passions. Deepen your self-awareness. All the important parts for a better, more satisfying life. Think of disappearing as a deliberate act of caring for yourself. It's a promise to put your well-being first, finding time for yourself in the midst of modern life's chaos. When you find these moments of solitude, you're not just taking a break, you're investing in your own growth. It's in these quiet moments that you gain insights. Become more creative. Connect with your true self. Embrace the power of disappearing to take back control of your life and create a space where your most meaningful and genuine experiences can grow. It's about giving yourself the freedom to explore, reflect, evolve. The path to a more purposeful life, a meaningful life, starts with the simple act of stepping away, making room for what truly matters. So, take the plunge. Go away for a few hours each day and watch as the noise of the world fades, revealing the clarity, creativity, purpose that lie within. Remember, the path to a fulfilled life is paved with moments of intentional solitude, where you reconnect with your essence and rediscover what makes you truly alive. In the end, it's not just about finding time to escape the hustle, it's about making space to truly engage with the richness of your own existence.